Yeah, we're going to start laying on the floor. That's a great spot to be. Okay, we're going to start on your back. And yeah, just kind of that nice stretch down here once you get here. Take up a lot of space, spread your arms out, spread your legs out, point your toes and your fingers. And then reach up and point down with your toes. And then maybe you can make some little like snow angels on the floor. Just out to the side, up to the top. Stretch it out. Alright, and then we're going to just do about 10 more seconds of your free form stretching on the floor. Taking some deep breaths. Alright, now you're nice and settled in. And so we're just going to do some like raises with just your arms. So you're going to pick up just your shoulders and your arms, and then put it back down. And so just shoulders and arms up and back down. And just nice and slow, kind of getting started. Just pulling those shoulders up off the floor. Just a little crunch. And we'll do these for 10 more seconds. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Now you're going to do whatever you want with your arms. We're going to do the same thing with your legs. You're just going to pull your legs and then all the way up your butt off the ground a little bit too. So like a little leg lift, but include your hips a little bit. And again, just nice and steady. 10 more seconds for these. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're going to roll over onto your front. And then we're going to do the same thing. So starting with your arms, we're just going to lift those arms up, shoulders off the ground. And just trying to pull your chest and your shoulders up off the ground. And we'll do these for like 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now leaving your arms wherever you want. We're going to do the same thing with your legs. Trying to squeeze your glutes and pull your thighs all the way up off the ground. Don't just get your knees up, get your thighs up. Even just like a little piece of paper fitting under my thighs. It's hard to get my thighs up off the ground, but squeezing your glutes and just pulling your legs up. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Okay, rolling back over onto your back again. And we'll start with just those arms and shoulders up. We're just going to do this whole thing again. Raising just a little crunch. Shoulders coming up off the ground. And your arms can be like all the way straight back over your head if you want. It's just hard for me to do that with my right arm. Three, 2, 1. Now we'll do those legs. Yeah. And try to get your butt all the way up. So kind of finish that leg lift all the way. Pop that butt up. Kind of activate your lower back a little bit. Three, 2, 1. We'll roll on over. Now you're on your front, and we're going to raise those arms and chest up off the ground. Ten more seconds for these. 3, 2, 1. So now just your legs. And try to get those thighs up off the ground. Honestly, it already feels a little easier than last time, so that's good. And we're going to do a third round. After we do these, we'll roll back over and we'll do 3 rounds of this. So one more round of our little arms and then legs. 10 more seconds of these. 3, 2, 1. Back on your back. Arms and shoulders up off the ground. 3, 2, 1. Just our legs, and then get your butt off the ground. All right, 3, 2, 1. We'll roll on over back to your front. Arms raised with your chest. Three, 2, 1. Legs. Get those thighs up off the ground. Yeah. Okay, we're still doing our leg race. I think I left for a second.
Oh, we saw you.
Okay.
I'll call you if you do this.
Okay. All right, okay, so we're gonna come back onto your front, and now this time we're gonna do a hollow raise with your arms and your legs. So arms and legs together for 20 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, onto your front, and now we'll go arms and legs together, up this way. All right, 3, 2, 1, back to your front. This time we're gonna do a hollow rock. So you'll tap your heels and then rock back. Try not to kind of hold that hollow position, but add a little rock. Like you're a rocking chair. And we'll rock here for 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and now we'll do a rock on your front. 10 more seconds, and we have 1 more minute, and for this last minute we're gonna hold. 3, 2, 1, roll over to your back, and we're gonna hollow hold. Keeping that low back glute to the ground. Ten more seconds, 20 more seconds, that was 10 seconds. Keep breathing. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, roll on over, and then we'll hold here, arms up, legs up. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and rest. Yeah, that was
It's the
good.
first time it's ever occurred to me that hollow rock means like rocking, not like rock.
Oh yeah.
I was like, as it was happening, I was like, what?
Yeah. It's like you're a hollow rock.
That's why I was like, you're kind of making a rock shape. If I was going to be a rock, I can imagine doing that with my body.
Also, I just like I don't know, it's like, what is a hollow rock?
I'm like, I'm going to be a hollow rock. I feel like, that's going to be a hollow rock.
Right, yeah, it is. It's a hollow rock.
Oh my god.
And it has to be like super strong, because there's like not rock in the middle to keep it.
It's like a geode for the little crystal.
I know, yeah, and also you're like a geology person, right? That's probably why your brain is. You've got rocks on your brain.
You got rocks in the brain?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh my god, there's rocks on that turf yesterday. Throwing those like huge rocks off that turf. I was like, oh my god, what is happening?
Probably kids.
Yeah, just like because it's usually locked, so they just like it's fun to throw them over the fence.
These dang kids. Okay, for the next part, we're either going to do glute bridges, or if you want to do more of like the hip thrust, which is where your back is like on a bench, then you can use a bench to put your back on. Also, another thing that works great is like a medicine ball, or if you have something that's kind of like squishy, but like even some furniture could work really great. But you're just going to put your back on it, so you get a little bit more range of motion out of your hip thrust. And so you're going to have something that you can put your back on. And again, it's totally cool if that's just the floor, because then you'll just kind of end up with this glute bridge instead.
How many are we doing?
We're going to just do them for 30 seconds at a time.
Okay.
And we're not going to add weight or anything, but you could if you want, I suppose. I'm not going to do any weight. Okay. And so when you're ready, we can just get started with those. We'll go for 20 more seconds. So maybe this first round will be a little bit shorter, or if you already started, maybe a little bit longer. All right, I'll do 10 more seconds. Okay, and then we're going to stay in this position. 3, 2, 1. So maybe I lied a little bit about how many we're going to do, but now we're going to try to march our legs one at a time. And so if you're in that glute bridge, you're just doing that glute bridge march. But otherwise, we're kind of in this top of your hip thrust, picking up one leg, pulling that knee up, marching. And you're really trying to think, you're like holding a really expensive plate of fancy coffee on your waist, and you don't want it to spill. All right, 3, 2, 1, and we'll rest. And then next we're going to go into a knee hug, into a lunge step. And so you go straight into a lunge from your knee hug. And then when you come up into your next lunge, you're going to try to go straight into your knee hug. So you're kind of just keeping one foot planted, lunge, knee hug. And if you can't do these walking, then you could try to do them in place, maybe with like a reverse lunge. So you kind of like reverse lunge, knee hug, and you could do like a couple on one side, and then switch if you can only do one side. Okay, we're gonna do these for 15 more seconds. So maybe if you're doing one side, switch to the other side. Three, 2, 1. Okay, rest. All right, so we'll rest for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna do another round. And so it's gonna be 30 seconds of the glute bridges, 30 seconds of the marching, and then 1 minute for the knee hug reverse lunge. And so you can do 30 seconds per side, or you could alternate for the whole minute. And we'll just do another round unweighted, and then for the last set, if you wanna add weight, you can. All right, 3, 2, 1. So we're into those glute bridges or the hip thrust if your back is kind of elevated on something. 10 more seconds for the raises. 3, 2, 1, and now we'll march. One leg at a time. Try to keep your hips nice and square. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we'll have 1 minute to do that knee hug to lunge, and either walking or in place. And I'll just do in place 30 seconds per side, so in case you're also doing 30 seconds per side. All right, and that's 30 seconds, so switch legs if you're doing one side at a time. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And we'll do one more set. And again, if you want to add some weight, you can. Maybe I'll just add my little medicine ball. And just hold it at your hips if you want. But we'll do our hip thrusts. This is kind of fun with this big medicine ball. And so we've got 10 more seconds for these. 3, 2, 1, and now you'll march those legs. And don't spill your expensive coffee. It's so hot to hurt, don't spill it. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and now we'll go into our lunge. And if you want to do it with weight and you don't have your hands, you can still just do a high knee as if you're hugging your knee. And then, whoopsie, lunge step. All right, and that was 30 seconds, so you can switch legs. And just trying to stay balanced and controlled with these. This is mostly just like a little secondary warm-up for our legs and our hips. Three, 2, 1. Okay, now we'll rest. Another little break.
Who got an expensive coffee?
What's that? I used to say like, oh, don't spill the water. And then I had this client who was like, I want to spill water on myself right now. Like, that would feel good. Like, you should say it's acid. I know exactly. I was like, oh my God. And so then that's when I decided, okay, like it's fancy coffee that you don't want to spill.
And hot.
Yeah, which I mean, like, it was a good point about not wanting to spill the water, but the acid was a little much. It's like, you should say it's acid. I'm like, oh my God. No.
I'm not.
It was not surprising. I wasn't surprised that this guy said that. Okay, so next we're going to do some deadlifts. And so you can decide like what weight you want to deadlift with. And we're just going to start with both feet on the ground, just the weight kind of between your legs, holding it with both hands if you want, or one hand at each side if you got 2 hand weights. And we're just gonna do some deadlifts. Let's go for 10 reps. And so keeping your shoulder blades down and back, bowing forward, hips high, and just getting as low as you want with your weight. Nice and in control the whole way down and the whole way up. We'll do 10 reps of our deadlifts. And once you have 10, you can set your weight down and rest a little bit. Sorry, I'm just kind of using the clock to keep track of time. And after you've done your 10 deadlifts, we're gonna do 10 bent over rows. And we'll have that weight in both hands. Again, if you have 2 weights, you'll just hold one in each hand. You'll keep both feet on the ground, and we'll just bow forward, and then you're gonna hug that weight up to your chest, keeping your back flat. Also, really try to keep your elbows down and back, as opposed to kind of like crunching and hunching up your shoulders. You don't wanna be shrugging too much. You wanna be relaxed through your neck, shoulders down and back. And we'll do 10 bent over rows. And again, just hugging that weight up to your chest. Just nice and steady with your reps, no prescribed tempo, and we'll just do 10. Perfect. All right, so for the next, just like 10 minutes, we're gonna be playing around with some deadlifts and some bent rows. And so for the next set, if you're feeling comfortable just where you're at and you wanna just keep doing exactly what we just did, you can just do more rounds of 10 deadlifts, 10 bent rows, just like that. But otherwise, we're gonna kind of like add some layers to them if you want. And so for our next set of deadlifts, we're gonna do them on one leg. And so you're just gonna keep one leg planted, and you're gonna do your 10 deadlifts. And so whatever's happening with this other leg, like don't worry about it too much. It actually will probably end up kind of drifting, hanging out somewhere behind you. But really just still think about keeping your back flat, bowing forward. Like if you're not twisting or opening up one way or the other, you're not leaning side to side. You're just staying nice and square, and you're just bowing forward, keeping your back flat. And again, your leg might drift back. Maybe your leg even kind of just hangs out right here off the ground. That's fine too. Doesn't really matter where your off leg goes. Just keep that back nice and flat. And we're gonna do 5 reps per leg. So you do 5 on your right, and then you'll switch and do 5 on your left. And you may not get as much range of motion, that's okay too. Maybe you're not getting as low as you were when you were holding, or when you had both feet on the ground. That's totally fine. I think I'm going to do 5. We'll switch and do 5 on the other side. And if you just want to stick with your 10 with both feet on the ground, that's also awesome. All right, and then we're gonna try to do the same thing with our bent over row. So you're just gonna have one foot on the ground. You're gonna hinge forward, so you're in the bottom of this bent, like you're at the bottom of your deadlift basically. And then you're gonna, from here, hug up to your chest, just with one leg on the ground. And try to keep your hips square. And you'll get 5. And then switch to the other leg. And again, you can just also stick with both feet on the ground if you wanna just go back to your bent over row like last time, that's fine too. You can take a short break. And so yeah, we're like almost halfway through with our deadlift bent row time. And so I've got one more piece to add for you if you want. Otherwise, you can, again, like maybe you just want to keep with that one leg option and do your 5 right, 5 left, 5 right, 5 left, and keep moving that way. Or, if you want, you can do 5 deadlifts on your right, and then go right into your 5 bent rows on that same side, and then switch sides. So, that would look like, you get that 1 foot planted, you'll do your 5 deadlifts here. Again, trying not to twist, staying balanced and in control. After you get to 5, you'll hinge forward into that bent row position and then just go right into your bent over row. And then after you get 5 of those, like switch legs and do your 5 deadlifts and then 5 bent row on that side. And again, if you want to just keep breaking it down how we were before, that's fine too. And so just like 4 more minutes to keep playing around with deadlifts and bent rows, however you want.
Hi, Chardy.
Oh, hi. I always, like, basically your screen to me is like, I realize now, it doesn't look in my head like, you know, like a 24-hour fitness, it looks like your carport, but at the same time, the way that like kind of people are moving around and doing weights and stuff, like I just imagine like a full gym. You know, it's like always like, even before you say hi, I'm just like, oh yeah, Amy and Hannah and Cole and like even Sam came out and like everybody's there just moving around behind the screen doing the workout.
And now we have all these people who live across the street and they stare at us too.
They're wondering, they're like, can we come to that gym? But 3 more minutes, we probably have time for another round, maybe even 2. Oh my gosh. I can never figure out how I want to hold my kettlebell for bent rows.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I guess it's kind of all the same. It's like, doesn't feel too hard, but I still really end up feeling that in my hamstrings and my glutes.
That hamstring. Yeah, mine is also sore for Tuesday. But my quad's worse.
Yeah.
Sort of, wow. Right, my body is stressed. Oh my god.
Okay, I guess I'll do one more time. These sets are fast, I guess. All right, so the next part, okay, so last Thursday, every 2 minutes we did like 28 dead bugs or something. I think that was last Thursday, or maybe 2 weeks ago. But we're gonna try a similar format to that, but it's not gonna be 28 dead bugs, it's gonna be 12 of those hollow rocks. We're bringing back the hollow rocks. And so just 12 times, like if your heels touch, that's fine or whatever, but just 12 little rocks. Whatever your rocks look like, just do 12 reps of those. And so the workout's gonna start with 12 of those, and every 2 minutes, we're gonna do another set of 12 of those. And we're gonna be going for 12 minutes. And so at the 12-minute mark, we're gonna finish with 12 hollow rocks. So it's gonna start and end with 12 hollow rocks. And then in the meanwhile, we're gonna be doing some other stuff. And so we're gonna have your weight. Hopefully you have something that you can pull with one arm, because we're gonna do these with one arm. So we did one leg, and now we're gonna do one arm. And so we're gonna start with a plank row. And so you're just gonna pull that dumbbell up to your chest. And we're gonna do 2. And then actually we're gonna do all the movements on your right before we switch to your left. So you'll do 2 plank rows, and then we're gonna do 2 up downs. And so you'll start in the plank, and you'll step or hop up to, and then you'll just stand up with your dumbbell on one side. So again, don't let it pull you to one side, stay strong with your midline to stand up tall. And you'll go back to plank, and then up to standing, so for 2 of those up downs. And then we're gonna do 2 single arm swings. And so you don't have to set it back down and hike it, you can kind of keep it here, but get it swinging a little bit, stand up tall, and just swing it out in front of you, keeping your arms straight. And then you'll go onto your right side. So 2 plank row, or sorry, onto your other side, whatever side you're starting with. And so 2 plank row, 2 up downs, and then 2 swings. And then for the next round, you're gonna do 4 of each. And then for the next round, you're gonna do 6 of each. And then for the next round, you're gonna do 8 of each. But basically, every 2 minutes, we're gonna stop, set your weight aside, and do 12 of those hollow rocks. After that, you'll just pick up where you left off with the other stuff. Sometimes it does get to a point where it starts to be hard to count, in which case, just guess. It's totally fine. Maybe just stick with 6, or stick with a number that you do remember doing, and that's totally fine too. And so we'll just go for 12 minutes, getting as far as we can.
About switching arms for those?
Sorry?
What did you say about switching arms for the...
Yeah, so you're gonna do your plank row, your up, down, and your swings all on your right. And so you'll do like 2 on your right, and then you'll do 2 on your left. And then 4 on your right, 4 on your left. So you do the whole thing on your right side before switching to your left side. If it's starting to get like towards the end and you're really, like maybe you're super far into the workout and so you just did like 12 of everything on one side and you think you're not gonna have a chance to finish, you know, you could kind of like cut it in half in order to even out if you want. But also it's kind of all gonna even out in the end. It's okay if you end up doing a few more reps on one side for the workout today. And I'll tell you every 2 minutes when we're gonna do our 12 hollow rocks. And that'll be kind of like your break from the dumbbell. Oh, and we have just enough time to go for 12 minutes.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
She's excited. Look at her.
It's so exciting.
Hi, Mama.
Oh, my little baby.
Look at that. Now she's wagging her tail.
Yeah, you wag your tail. Alrighty, starting with the hollow rocks in about 10 seconds. 12 hollow rocks. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, and then after you finish your 12 hollow rocks, you just start getting after it with that dumbbell, starting with 2 of each plank row, up, down, and swing. And once you've done 2 of everything on each side, you'll move on to 4. And we have 1 more minute till we take a hollow rock break. More seconds till our hollow rock break. Seconds. 3, 2, 1, 12 hollow rocks. Nice work, just plugging away on our plank row, up, down, swing. Seconds and we'll hollow rock. 3, 2, 1. Hollow rock. Yeah, show the kitty how to do your hollow rocks. Seconds. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hollow rocks. And we're halfway. More seconds. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hollow. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hollow. Rocks. Just a couple more minutes. You're doing great. This will be the last time with the dumbbell. We've got one more hollow rock. minute. More seconds. And we'll do our last hollow rocks. 3, 2, 1, go.